This is the Kern River Valley. It's an isolated spot deep in the heart of the Southern Sierra. Carved from solid granite by the mighty Kern River, it was the exclusive home of Native Americans for thousands of years. In 1834, explorer Joseph Walker found the Kern River Valley to be an easy, mostly snow-free route between the east and west sides of the Sierra Nevada. 21 years later, in 1855, the discovery of gold brought thousands of miners here from all over the world. Soon the gold rush camps of Petersburg, Keysville, and Whiskey Flat were bustling with activity. By the mid-1860s, as the gold played out, Petersburg and Keysville were ghost towns, but Whiskey Flat, which was renamed Kernville in 1864, was a thriving little mountain town. By the 1870s, as the economy of the valley was turning from gold to cattle ranching and farming, Kernville was becoming the center of economic and social activity. It was a charming little mountain village snuggled between some foothills and the banks of the Kern River in a spot where the river was wide and slow. By the early 20th century, Hollywood had discovered the Kern River Valley and Kernville as ideal locations for Western movies. From that time until the early 1950s, the Valley and Kernville's movie street were seen in hundreds of Westerns. The creation of the lake completely changed the character of the valley. Gone were the towns of Old Isabella and Old Kernville, and much of the ranching and grazing land that had comprised most of the valley floor. But in their place came the new towns of Lake Isabella, Wofford Heights, and the town of New Kernville, as well as a new economy based largely on tourism. This area was always popular for fishing, hunting, and camping, but the new lake added a whole new dimension of outdoor activity. And by the early 1960s, the Kern River Valley was becoming a mecca for outdoor recreation of all types. But the valley is not without its challenges. It's a large area, geographically isolated from the rest of Kern County. The valley includes several unique communities, all tied together by the mountains which surround them. Because it's an unincorporated area, the various communities in the valley are governed by the county.
No one has to lose their home, so once again, folks.
When problems do arise, whether it's infrastructure, jobs, homelessness, crime, whatever, the uniqueness of each of these communities often makes it difficult to speak and be heard in one strong, unified voice to find and implement solutions.
So, now back to your property check.
The Kern River Valley Art Association wants to help find ways to solve some of these problems. Chris Folsom is the president of the association.
So the association is a nonprofit. We're dedicated to bringing art and culture to the Kern River Valley and prosperity to it. We believe that the community is a wonderful, beautiful community, and we want to see it prosper.
A number of years ago, the Erskine fire came through the valley, and in approximately 48 hours, we lost close to 400 homes. It was a terrifying time. How do we recover from trauma? The creative arts. That's what it is. It's and connection. It's as we come together, have a sense of belonging, feel connected to other people, feel a sense of relationship and that we matter. That's how we begin to feel better.
Another way of dealing with trauma is to be prepared for it. In the Kern River Valley, we're fortunate to have government agencies who are prepared and who educate and assist us with emergency preparedness.
So the Kern County Fire Department has its roots in these communities for over 75 years. And we have the unique responsibility of providing all-risk fire services to over 8,000 square miles of Kern County. And what that means is if there is an emergency, no matter what the type of emergency, you will have Kern County firefighters responding to that emergency.
So the Bureau of Land Management, we're a department within the Department of Interior, and we manage public lands. And then we also have a fire program as well. We function as a full-fledged fire department. So we have partnerships with both the U.S. Forest Service and Kern County Fire Department. So when any fire happens here in the Kern River Valley, it's a multi-agency effort to get that put out as quickly as possible.
So the Forest Service is one of the larger organizations here in the valley. The district here, is about 6,600 acres in size and one of the largest employers in the valley. We manage timber resources, fuels resources, that's basically, we're trying to manage the vegetation around the area to prevent catastrophic wildfires. Fire is one of our bigger employers, one of our key functions in the valley. It's a very fire-prone environment.
The Isabella Lake Dam was authorized under the Flood Control Act of 1944. The reservoir provides flood risk management, irrigation, and recreational benefits.
The Corps constructed the Isabella Dam starting in the late 40s and completed the original project in the early 50s. And we've had a presence as the owner and operator of the facility since then. The Forest Service is in control of the surface and essentially boating and so on, recreation of the lake. The Corps really just maintains and operates the facility, the dam facility and the spillways.
But of all these government agencies, the one we rely on most frequently in an emergency is law enforcement.
The Kern County Sheriff's Office is about the same size with sworn police officers as the Bakersfield Police Department. They service 144 square miles. In the Sheriff's Office, we service 8,139 square miles and 13 different substations. It's a different type of policing. Basically, in a nutshell, our mission is provide service to the residents of the Kern River Valley throughout the county, but specifically to the Kern River Valley to the best of our ability. We only exist here in the Sheriff's Office to serve the public. That's our sole role.
In addition to the issue of natural disasters and the need for emergency preparedness, some of the other challenges facing the people of the Kern River Valley are crime, drugs, and homelessness, the use and abuse of public lands and keeping them clear of trash and graffiti, conservation and preservation of historic and natural resources, water rights, and the loss of farms and ranches to outside interests who covet those rights, lack of career opportunities for young people to live and work in the Kern River Valley. There are other concerns and issues as well, but the overriding challenge we face, the one which affects the outcome of every other challenge, is the lack of a strong, unified local voice at the county level in our affairs.
The role of the Board of Supervisors is really different than the state and federal governments in that the Board of Supervisors serves in both a quasi-judicial type role as well as being the legislative and executive authority for the county. So the county provides a pretty wide array of services through its more than 40 different departments, including Sheriff's Department, Fire, public health, child support, roads, elections, animal control, many important county services. And these services are especially critical to residents in areas like the Kern River Valley that are not incorporated as cities. The Kern River Valley has definitely had a lot of challenges, both natural and man-made challenges. There's been flooding that we've seen this spring. There's a continual threat of devastating wildfires in the area. There's infrastructure challenges, homelessness, and drug use, which have been pervasive problems throughout California. But we're going to all have to work together to tackle some of these issues that we're dealing with. And I know that if we do that and work together, we'll be able to keep this the same great place to live and work and explore that it's been for over 150 years.
With that being said, though, we need to have a place at the table, at a county level, to where they listen to us. I don't believe we have that now. Our valley needs to come together and start what I'm going to call the Kern River Valley Town Council, which is a little pet project that I've been plugging with for a while. But I don't believe until we get a number of key people in our valley together with a single voice that we're going to be heard.
But anytime you're a small group of people, you have to be squeakier than the big wheel, and so that's very important that these small communities that are within our governing district have to work together, and we have to find the common ground of what we need.
Once again, if you don't like that, you protest it.
You go down there and 100 people show up at a meeting and raise hell, they're going to pay attention. That type of public input and public participation makes a lot of difference, and that is something that could happen here.
And so if we had an overarching group, a group like Kern River Valley Revitalization, what they used to provide when they were functioning really well was a voice of the community to the political leaders who are voting on issues that are going to affect us.
We are unincorporated county area, and our representation is a supervisor. And we just need to stay connected with that supervisor and have good representatives and really let them know what our needs are and our wants are. There is one other way that I've heard that might be a way we can do that, and the Kern River Valley could be seen as a special district. If we form ourselves as a special district, then we actually can have a representative that would go and represent us to the Board of Supervisors, I believe, in the county. It involves leadership. It involves commitment. But I think this may be the time to do that type of thing.
We are, in a way, a microcosm of the larger world. So the problems that you see in the larger world, we see perhaps amplified because we see smaller concentrations of it, but they're closer to us because we know the people, we see the people every day.
Sacramento needs to truly reevaluate where they have taken us as a state. I like to believe right now that the criminal and the homeless have more power than we do as a homeowner than a business owner.
While it is true that Proposition 47 makes it harder to jail people for petty crimes, it is also true that a chronic shortage of law enforcement personnel is a larger concern for the Kern River Valley.
Well, we have about 1,400 positions, sworn and civilians, but we're down to about 1,000. We have money, but people won't come and take the job. What we don't want the community to do is to stop calling, reporting crimes. They're frustrated, they tell me all the time, I didn't even call because nothing's going to happen. If we all succumb to that, the victims of crime are going to be hit harder. So call us, make us respond, and if we don't get an answer, make us give you an answer.
One of the challenges I think the Valley has right now is poverty and homelessness. Those two issues are forefront. in everybody's mind, and we see it every day. What we're trying to do is the healthcare district is provide access to medical care to people that need it, whether they've got an ability to pay or not.
People talk about a homeless encampment. Oh, well, get down there and get them out of there. Make them move. Move where? They're going to move into somebody else's property, be somebody else's problem. You can't just move people. I mean, they're there for a reason. They got no place to go. You got to address the problems that are affecting them that cause them to be homeless.
I've been homeless for a long time. Basically, it started with Vietnam. So a lot of my jobs were under the table, and therefore my income was somewhat limited, and as far as getting housing and whatnot, it wasn't always a viable option. A friend of mine has let me stay on her property, and we do odd jobs for her from time to time that she can't do. So I don't like being considered homeless because of a lot of people. The first thing they think of is drugs or criminal activity, thievery, and I don't do that. I just, that's not me.
The use or overuse and abuse of our public lands, and keeping them free of trash and graffiti left by the very people who come here to enjoy them, is another area of concern, as is the conservation and preservation of our historic and natural resources.
The Forest Service definitely does do what it can to go out and try and clean up any kind of trash or get into the campgrounds and, do their part to clean it up. It would help a lot if people put their trash in the dumpsters we provide. So we need to get better at letting the public know that if they want a clean campground, they need to be putting their own trash away.
I think it's just kind of an ongoing problem. We have seen a huge influx in visitation over the last probably 3 years. A lot of those folks are coming from Southern California, coming from areas such as Los Angeles County, Orange County, and a lot of them don't have the kind of the outdoor ethics that folks that actually grow up here locally do. And so I think a lot of what we're trying to do is educate the public on what to do.
The Heritage Foundation, created by the late Tom Anderson with his friend Steve Spradlin, is responsible for preserving a big part of our natural heritage.
When you come up the canyon into the valley, what's the first thing you see? You break out of the canyon and it opens up, and here's Hot Springs Valley there that is, so pleasant to view, and especially in the times when there's cows in it and different things, it's pretty peaceful. So we thought that saving that was a big deal. So, but the Heritage Foundation has went on and set aside a number of other areas in the valley. Hanning Flats was a big one for us, and we're just finishing one, the Fay Ranch up in Fay Canyon, and that gives us actually a stewardship of over 5,000 acres. So,
local farmers and ranchers have a different perspective regarding change. The riparian beauty of the South Fork of our valley is something that everyone loves. The richness of plant and wildlife in that area is due in part to the responsible way the farmers and ranchers have managed the land for the past 150 years. Issues of water rights and environmental control are endangering their way of life, but in an ironic twist, it may also be endangering some of that riparian beauty we all love so much.
The downside of where I farm is that we don't have any river water rights. And rain in this country is not something you want to depend on for your livelihood. And so I can remember very vividly when we first got the first wells. It was a big thing to have a well, an agricultural well, that you could actually have enough volume to irrigate with. And of course, the water rights on the river are prized by people beyond our valley, and the loss of some of that right in the farming community in the South Fork is yet to be fully felt. The effects on the ecosystem, the livestock, the wildlife, all aspects of nature are going to change with the absence of active farming. But there is something very aesthetically satisfying and pleasing about the way the South Fork was.
The future of the Kern River Valley also lies with our young people. What can we do to open doors and broaden horizons and help them overcome the challenges they face?
One interesting thing about our schools up here is the teachers know their students. We know every kid in the school. We know their families, we know their strengths, we know their weaknesses. We need more mentors. You can't mentor 100 students. So you need people maybe from the community, where there's an adult, maybe from the Art Association, that comes in and takes 3 kids under their wings.
We have lots of people with a lot of experience up here in so many different ways, and they have no place that they can teach it or hand it to the next person. So I really believe that we can help the younger community, and along those lines, the older community as well, by giving them an outlet to teach, to help mentor younger people.
For young people who want to remain in the Kern River Valley to live, work, and raise families, careers in civil service are a very good option.
The Fire Explorer program works as a mentor program and more or less a type of apprenticeship program. And it is a tremendous leg up. It's a tremendous motivation for individuals that are pursuing that career in the fire service. It really helps them to get a head start in that hiring process. We also have what's called our Fire Recruit Assistance Program. And that's something that individuals can go to online on our website, and they can go ahead and they can fill out a form on the Fire Recruit Assistance Program. That program really is meant to give individuals in the community that little bit of help so that they can actually go from, I would like to become a firefighter, to actually becoming a firefighter.
So we do have a lot of opportunities for young people without degrees, without advanced education, straight out of high school, maybe not even out of high school yet. The easiest ones to get a job would be in recreation or in fire. We hire a lot of young firefighters every year and start off as a seasonal temporary employee and then move into permanent, and those jobs are long lasting and you can make a full career out of them. If you want to move into something like timber, range management, in most cases you want to try and get some advanced education. You don't have to get a degree, but it helps.
So the Corps has a lot of opportunities for employment, from entry level all the way through senior level positions, both technical and non-technical. We have a civilian workforce that reports through a civilian change, but we are very much affiliated with Department of Army and our commander leadership. But yeah, you do not need to be enlisted or part of the active program to be in the Corps. You can be a civilian.
So I think if people have an interest in what we do at the Bureau of Land Management, feel free to reach out to us. There's opportunities for paid internships, for volunteer opportunities, for permanent career positions with us, depending on your background. And some of those positions can be based out of the Kern River Valley. We have many specialists that we hire. So we have archaeologists, biologists, we have realty specialists, we have engineers, we have petroleum engineers, we have all sorts of different programs that we manage. We have a whole recreational staff, and those are some of the people you would probably see here in the Kern River Valley the most. And there's always a need. We always have vacancies. We always have opportunities for internships. and things of that nature. I know we've hired several people from the local community here to be interns over the summer or be seasonal park rangers with us over the summer.
Right now, the opportunities in the sheriff's office are wide open. We're in a full recruitment mode, trying to hire as many people, not just deputies, but civilians as well, as quickly as we can. If you live in the Kern River Valley and you're a deputy and you patrol in the Kern River Valley, we'll pay you $2,000 extra every month just to live there. That's what community-oriented policing is about, and we're working diligently to reestablish that in our substations.
Other career pathways in the Kern River Valley include tourism and hospitality. In addition, the Kern Valley Healthcare District can help open doors to careers in healthcare.
The Kern Valley Healthcare District is one of the largest employers in the valley. We employ right around 250 people. People who want to be a certified nursing assistant, we provide that training on site. Those people that get into the program are paid as if they were an employee during the training. And if they successfully pass the program and get certified by the state, then there's most likely a job waiting for them at the end of that training program. And so that's a foot into the medical care field. From becoming a certified nursing assistant, you can parlay that into a licensed vocational nurse and even an RN. And even if somebody wants to take it further than that. So it really provides an opportunity up here in the valley for people that want to seek a career in the medical field.
No matter the challenges we face, we all agree this is a wonderful place to live. How do we meet the challenges? Community involvement and working together.
We need to stop thinking of tourism alone as our sole economic engine. So, as the economy changes here, as more people come here that can work remotely, we need to enlist them and their families and their futures here together in a sense of community. We need to strengthen community here so that the first thing that we think of when it comes to the future of the Kern River Valley is not about more visitors, but it's about more people coming to invest their lives here in the Kern River Valley.
I will say this, there's so many Airbnbs here in Kernville, there's over 200. Where's the community? So where do your locals come from to support your business? That's an issue that really needs to be addressed.
Community is key to anything. Getting the people involved is huge. What's always a challenge is you get everybody involved and they all have different opinions, but how do you bring those opinions to one point of view or to one direction so that you can head down that path?
But it's when parents fight. It's why we have a special education program on our campus instead of the kids being driven to Bakersfield every day, because we had parents that said, hey, I don't want that for my child. I want my child here at our school getting the best opportunity.
You know, one of the things that sets this community apart from a lot of others is that, you know, we have people here that want to be engaged. They want to be involved in some way. And so we feel that, you know, that engagement is essential for our operation here.
What is the jewel of Kern County as far as camping and recreation goes? It's the Kern River Valley.
When you live in a little town and you wish that there was a play group, or you wish that there was a knitting group, or you wished, wouldn't it be nice if there was a hiking club? Well, then you are offered the tremendous opportunity to create one. Over and over and over again, this community rises up. I mean, the truth of the matter is there is more going on in this little valley than there is in most rural communities.
Change happens slowly here, but it does happen. And the Art Association has become a magnet for creativity, but also for conversation and creativity help fuel change. Art brings clarity to community, and community is the heart of the Kern River Valley.